this is what I'm doing. This is based on the games I played this year. This is not necessarily based on games that came out this year, because there are quite a few games in here that did not come out this year. Maybe some in here that didn't even come out in this decade. All right, but most of these are games from this year. These are based on the games that I played this year, and I am ranking these games based on how much I enjoyed them this year. Now, first thing I want to do is S tier 2024. That's solely, S tier 2024 is solely for games that came out this year that I like, to help me determine my top 5 games of this year. Solely for games that came out this year. Okay? And then we're gonna have then we're gonna have an all-time S tier. Any S tier. Okay? So boom. I know that it's December 30th, 2024, and technically it's still 2024, but I'm not gonna get a lot of significant gameplay out of any new games that are coming out this year. So who gives a fuck? Starting off this list, the first thing I want to put up here in S tier 2024. Come on. We not even gonna have to conversate. Astrobot, I'm not gonna lie, Astrobot, deadass, is top 3 games that came out this year, undebatably across everything. Every genre, every console, everything. Undebatably top 3 games that came out this year. The game was fun. The game didn't last 100 billion, trillion, fucking zillion hours. Okay? The game, like, it was meaningful. It wasn't a bunch of you running around doing stupid, meaningless shit. Everything you did in this game had some meaning. Easy. Playroom. It's an extension of Astrobot, just as fucking fire. Let me see if Invincible Adam and Eve came out this year. What year did Invincible Adam and Eve come out? 2023. So this one I haven't beat, but easy A tier, could be moved. Now, actually, let me put this little tab up on the side in case I need it. Actually, now I'm gonna just use my phone for the rest of them. Fuck it, faster. Now, let me pause this. Let me go back. I'm not even gonna explain myself beyond the fact that most of you niggas have never touched this game. Show me how many hours you got on this game. Now, this could be moved later, but for right now, show me how many hours you got on this game before you want to disagree with me. Fuck you. Deathbound, undebatably an S tier. Even though it's a Soulsborne and I typically don't like Soulsborns, it had something interesting with the idea of the party system where you could switch back and forth between different characters mid-combat. The game wasn't long. The gameplay was so fantastic. It outcarries the fact that the fucking story was horrible. That story was ass from beginning to end. That shit had inklings and inchlings. The story had great world building, terrible dialogue, shitty voice acting, the worst fucking set pieces I've ever seen. But the gameplay of that game is so good, it outweighs how shitty the story is. Definitely a 12 out of 10 game. No questions asked. No debating. Detroit Become Human. I deadass almost fell asleep in this game. Let's rename Air, Fire, and almost fell asleep. because I literally almost fell asleep playing this game. Like, that's not even a joke. You could go look at the footage. Where's my phone? When did Tomb of the Mask come out? No, not this phone. I don't think that's a game from this year. When did Tomb of the Mask come out? Hell no, this shit came out in 2016. This is going in any S tier because this is a game that actually, no. I'm gonna put it in fire for one simple reason. The microtransactions in this game have gotten crazier and crazier. If I show you gameplay of this game and tell you there's a battle pass in it, you would look at me like I'm a bold-faced liar. Now, when Dying Light originally came out, I did not play it until I got a PC. And this is what I was saying about some of these games aren't necessarily games from this year. Also, if you want to watch this video a little bit faster to get through the yapping, put me on 1.5, please. Anyway, Dying Light, definitely a good game. Definitely did not come out this year. Came out a while ago. But I'm going to put it on any S tier because it was an S tier experience I had this year. I didn't play it on stream. I didn't stream it at all. And I started it in 2023, but it doesn't matter. I finished it in 2024 and bitch, it was great. Brawl Out. Solid fire game. Solid fire game. But in terms of the online, it's fucking dead. In terms of the story, there is none. In terms of the gameplay, it's cool and all, but there's nothing that stands the test of time about this game other than the fact that I enjoy the fighting systems in this game. Not a bad game, fire game. It's just not stand out enough to go in any S tier. Orcs Must Die, found out about this game either late last year or early this year. Fucking fire. Amazing game, bro. This is Orcs Must Die 3 is legitimately the best tower defense game I've ever played in my life. It's even above stuff like Blooms and definitely above what was that game made by Supercell? Y'all know what I'm talking about. Clash of Clans. Fallout 1. I enjoy Fallout lore, but there's not a single Fallout game that I enjoy gameplay wise. Dead Space, this is one game that I've been playing off stream mostly. I've mostly been playing this game off stream, keeping it to my lonely. I could boot up my PlayStation and you could look at my PSN to see my hours and my achievements. It's a fire game. It doesn't have anything, in my opinion, that stand out enough to put it in any S tier. A and B, I also haven't finished it, so I'm going off of an impression of like half the story, none of the side missions. I usually don't do side missions in games, but like half the story. The gameplay wise though, even though yeah, I did put it on a lower difficulty, it's still fire. The concept of having to cut off their limbs because you can't necessarily kill them, that's a fire ass mechanic. Fuck with it. Fortnite instant tier. Excuse me, because Fortnite has done a lot of cool and amazing things. But as someone who plays other games, they haven't done anything on par with like Creative 2.0 that just fundamentally makes the game different. Realm Royale, I'll put it in. I played that for purposes to have like some preservation in terms of gameplay of Realm Royale just out there existing of what it was like right before it shut down. It wasn't a bad game, but I see why it died. Like for example, for some fucking reason in 2024, this game has mono audio. Why is the audio not surround sound? That's why the fucking game is dead. Suicide Squad. Not gonna lie, a lot of people will put this shit and almost fell asleep. But I'm not gonna lie, it wasn't that bad. Wasn't that great either. It was just didn't do anything stand out. Like after the first 15 minutes of gameplay where you get past that mission where Batman kidnaps you and he throws you in the sewers or whatever, pretty much everything else from there is either boring or mediocre. It's not terrible to where I would almost fall asleep, but it's one of those games, if you said you enjoyed it, I'd be like, you know what? If you ain't got a bitch in your ear yelling, yeah, you could enjoy this game. I could see the enjoyability. But in terms of, if you were to look at this game from a critiquing perspective, could you call this game great?
Get the fuck out of here!
DC Supervillains. I played this with my mom off stream. Not too much to explain. It's a standard Lego game, nothing great, nothing bad. Streets of Rage 4. I played this with my mom, and me and my mom looked at each other after 15 minutes of playing this game, and we saw each other dozing off. We started laughing, and we said after we beat this section, we're cutting this shit the fuck off, boy. Lego 2K Drive, same shit. My mom said this feels like worse Mario Kart. I was like, you know what? I agree. We're gonna skip down a little here, and one game I beat and another game I started this year. Spider-Man 2018. Fucking fire ass game, didn't come out this year. Miles Morales came out like 2020 or something like that when a PS5 launched. I'll put it in NES tier because to me it has a little bit more mechanical depth than Spider-Man 2018, and I like the story and the missions a little bit better in Miles Morales, at least so far, than in Spider-Man 2018. And oh my god, another thing that instantly put to the tier above Spider-Man 2018, no Mary Jane missions. Call of Duty Black Ops 6. Arguably, it could go in any S tier or S tier 2024. We'll leave it for adjustments. Now, I know I shit on multiverses a lot, and this game cost WB $100 million for a reason. Cause the gameplay, the monetization scheme wrapped around the great gameplay fucking sucks. But on here, on this tier list, we're talking solely, purely, just about the quality of the game. And quality-wise of the game and its gameplay systems, Multiverses is not a bad game. It's actually S tier in terms of its systems. Now, when you take into account that you have to go through and fight through all that dumbass monetization, it brings it down a tier. It brings it from S tier 2024 to fire. It's not S tier. Getting Over It, the Kai Cenat version, fire. Only thing I don't like is that dumbass mechanic with the water where it resets you. I feel like the map design isn't as great as the original Getting Over It. That's what keeps it from being S tier, but it's actually not that bad of a game, of a design game. Avengers 2024. Now y'all might kill me for this, but I want to put it in any S tier, but I'm gonna only put it in fire for the simple fact that I would have beat that game this year, but I mechanically cannot beat this game. I forgot. Let me turn off my crosshair. I mechanically cannot beat this game for the simple fact that it does not work properly. How do I turn this shit off? Optional. Designer. Options. Minimize. How do you turn it off? There we go. Back to what I was saying. I mechanically tried multiple times. I mechanically cannot progress in this game. That's the only thing keeping it out of S tier. The progression system functionally does not work. But otherwise, like I said, when they took a majority of those live service dumbass elements out the game is actually a pretty fun action beat 'em up where you get to play as unrecognizable Iron Man. It's fun, bro. It's fun. But if they make it so that I could actually progress and beat the game, I promise you I will. Rivals of Aether 2. I don't give a fuck what y'all say. That shit is going straight to tier. Because I'ma keep saying this shit. Rivals of Aether 2 isn't even a full game. I understand they didn't reach their stretch goals, but no, nigga, I'm not being biased around this bitch. Because if I was, nigga, this would be an S tier. If I was being biased, this shit would be in any S tier, okay? But I'm not being biased, I'm being real. That's why Avengers moved down a bracket. That's why this shit is in tier. The game ain't even fucking done. I don't want to hear that shit. Foam Stars. Most of you niggas probably don't even remember this game released this year. When I played that game earlier this year, I said this Splatoon for niggas that don't have a Nintendo Switch, and niggas that want to play Splatoon have a Nintendo Switch. Wasn't in almost fell asleep tier, but I knew I wasn't going to play it for a long time. This game, if I could mechanically progress through the story, I will put this shit above fire tier. But I couldn't progress the story. DNF Duel, which did that shit come out this year? I don't think so. What year did DNF Duel come out?
ENF Duel's initial release date is June 28, 2022.
So no, it didn't come out this year, but this game, legitimate S tier game. Glad that I got it for free on EGS. And I'm not gonna lie, I wish this game had a scene so that I could play it a bit more. Get Stuffed. Now this is a fire hidden gem game. Is it an S tier game that you will round up all your friends to go play and buy it and play it with your friends? Fuck no. But this game I know for sure came out this year because it was free around its release date, and I played it with some friends that was like, oh, come on, download this game, play it, come on, download it and play it. And when I downloaded and played it, I was like, you know what, it isn't that bad. I'll move it down there. It wasn't that bad. I don't have any like negatives about this game. The game just wasn't anything stand out, so it doesn't get fire. I mean, it doesn't get any S tier or fire. It was just cool. Prince of Persia Lost Crown, legit top 5 games to release this year. Top 5 games to release this year, and it's sad what happened to this damn studio. For those of you who don't know, that Prince of Persia game that came out earlier this year, the studio that made it, they wanted to make a sequel and some DLC. Ubisoft straight came in there and said, wrap up the keyboards, unplug your mice, unplug your PC, turn your computer screens off. You're out of here, buddy. Shut down, canceled. All you niggas go home. The studio shut down, go home. So yeah, and Dark and Darker. Get the fuck out of here. Moving on, Overcooked. Fire ass game. Actually, I'll put it in any S tier because the co-op potential in this game is amazing. I played Overcooked for the first time this year with my mom, and now I understand all those memes from a couple years ago when Overcooked originally came out, and Overcooked 2, of people saying that this game had them calling all types of moms, friends, wives, girlfriends, children out of their name. I get it now. This game is fun and exciting in the best way possible. Roller Drone. I don't believe this game came out this year, but instant S tier. It's a hidden classic where basically you're in a futuristic type setting where everybody's entertained by you roller skating around and shooting people in a roller rink while you're on roller skates. The idea doesn't sound as good as it really is. This is one of those games that gave it away for free on PSN. So definitely if you have it for free on PSN, that's how I got it. Go play it. Severed Steel. I got this for free on EGS. S tier game. S tier game. S tier game. Game is very short. It's like 5 or 6 hours max if you go through all the DLC too, like just straight run through the main story and the DLC. Fire gameplay. Terrible story, again, like Deathbound. Fire gameplay. Gameplay carries this game to another sphere, okay? S tier game. Silent Hill, The Short Message. Y'all remember when I played that bullshit on stream? Niggas, Silent Hill fans didn't like that shit. Ain't no way I was gonna like that shit. Until Dawn. I don't even have to explain myself. They remade the game even though it was out for only 5 years. Fucking S tier game. Zenless Zone Zero. I'll put that in the upper echelon of games that came out this year. Actually, no, I'm gonna knock it down a tier because it is a gacha game. The only thing that prevents me from playing this game long term is the long ass 100-hour bait ass story and the fact that it's a gacha game. Those are the only 2 things that keep me from playing this. Now, Quidditch Champions. I'm gonna put this in the fire tier, even though most of you haven't played it. They gave it away for free on PSN. Not gonna lie, they should have pushed that shit back a couple months, gave it away for free, gave it away for like $5-10, and this game would have went triple platinum. Harry Potter Quidditch Champions, fire game, released at the worst possible time. Gigabash, played it off stream, but don't even have to play it. Dying Light the Following, the DLC for Dying Light, put them right next to each other. Cause I like, if this was ordered, I would put the Following right above Dying Light because I enjoyed the car and the vehicle aspect of being free to run through fields or to drive through fields. I enjoyed that experience way more than parkouring through the city, because after you get the grappling hook, you pretty much get to turn off, like you pretty much can use that grappling hook to turn off parkouring in the game. Tekken 8. I'm not a Tekken fan, bro. It's not a bad game. Like, I would never lie and call it a bad game, but is Tekken fire? No. Marvel Snap. Even though this came out 2023, this is my first year doing one of these lists, so I'm gonna mention it. S tier. Now, a lot of you may see that Marvel Snap is a card game and go, oh, another card game, but I promise you, give Marvel Snap a chance. The games in Marvel Snap are simple as fuck. The longest game I've had in Marvel Snap lasted like 5 minutes. And the average time for a game of Marvel Snap is 2 to 3 minutes. And when they added that lightning speed mode, which they need to bring back, games in that bitch was lasting like 2 minutes in the best way possible. This is a good game for if you're on a bus or on a train or whatever, or you're sitting in the back of an Uber on the way to work and you want to look up and look at your surroundings to make sure you're going the right way or whatever, or look up at your bus stop sign and make sure you're going getting off at the right stop and whatnot. On the train, there's a great game for that because the matches have a generous reconnect timer before it DCs you and just says you lost, automatically lose the match. It has a very generous reconnect timer, number 1, and number 2, it's fucking fun, quick, fast, fun. It's an amazing game. Marvel Rivals, we don't even have to have a long conversation about it. It's taking Overwatch's places because it's doing everything we asked Overwatch to do like 5 years ago, but better, and it has Marvel characters. Now, instead of playing as random character that's actually gay but gets dicked down on the internet so much that people forget she's gay, instead of playing the game with that character, I can now play as the character. I can now play a game that's owned by a studio, made by a studio that has the rights to put the character that character was based on. So why play Quicksilver at home when I could just play fucking Quicksilver? Why go pick Farah and play Iron Man at home when I could play Iron Man? Why go pick who's like a giant in a mech suit? Oh, why go play what's this bitch name? Why go play Penny Parker at home when I could play Penny Parker? So it's like Marvel Rivals outclasses that fucking game. Space Marines, top 5 games that came out this year. Is it number 1? Hell no. Is it number 2? Hell no. Is it top 5? Hell yes. This didn't come out this year, but Mortal Kombat 1 makes us appreciate this game way. People shit on this game way too hard. Enjoyed it all the way through. Power World is competing for top 5 this year. S tier 2024, aka top 5. Oh wait, nope. How do I change the fonts? No, F11. ELZ. Yeah, okay, take a space right there. No, actually. Okay, fuck it, whatever. Oh wait, actually, if I zoom in some, boom. Actually, no, then I won't be able to see the images. Oh no, yes I can. I'm bugging. Alright, so boom. Now that we on the last row, Rivals of Aether 1. Where I'll put Rivals of Aether 2 because this shit is instantly a tier above that. Divine Knockout, NES tier. The Last of Us Part 2. I know it came out in 2020, but I finished it this year. S tier game, deserved game of the year, 100%. Stampede Racing Royale. This is a very, very, very slept on racing game that wasn't too bad, and it's free to play, so you could go play it right now, but I don't know if you could go and find it. UFO 40. This is an game. It's not bad. It's just not for me personally, so I don't give a fuck. I didn't get zero enjoyment, but I didn't get no enjoyment. Ukulele. How the fuck did I even put this here? It's an ass game. Oh wait, I did play a significant amount of ukulele. Yeah, it was fire because I remember understanding the Banjo-Kazooie references. Now the square for this game, you may not know, but it's for a game called Spider Girl. It is a very, 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 very shitty clone of Spider-Man 2018. But for a mobile game, the shit actually kind of cranks, especially when you turn off your Wi-Fi and you don't get any ads. I turn on my Wi-Fi, turn on my data, I don't get any ads. Hey, the shit kind of cranks, not gonna hold you. The shit kind of cranks, kind of hold you. S tier. Actually, nah, I can't put it above Adam Eve. Because Adam Eve was fire, but it wasn't S tier all time. I'll put these bitches right next to each other, and I'll put this one in front of it, because this is that 2-minute mask, despite all the shitty monetization, is definitely a better and more expansive game than Spider-Girl in all the right ways. Cal the Kangaroo, almost fell the fuck asleep. Rise of the Ronin. Y'all niggas don't even remember that game came out this year. Go watch my playthrough. Tales of Shredder. This game, another game that is slept on. Oh wait, no, I deleted it off my hard drive. Another game that slept on and that wasn't given much press this year and came out this year, I believe. Actually, I was there. Actually, a little bit goated. Helldivers 2. To me, Helldivers 2 wasn't. I'll put it in fire tier because I know that like later on down the line when I re-buy this game back and play it, that I'll have more enjoyment. But early on, it was a lot of things stopping me from enjoying this. So, in short, first we got to narrow down the top 5. So, Astrobot, Power World, Deathbound, undebatable. Undebatable. Rivals, I couldn't get the fuck off this game. So this top 4, Astrobot, one of the few games I beat this year. Deathbound, one of the few games I beat this year. Power World, I maxed out on this game every update, and I'm working on maxing out on this update. I maxed out my level twice in this game. And I caught the hardest PAL in this game twice. So I essentially beat this game. Marvel Rivals came out, and in the last month, I'm not gonna lie, I've barely been playing anything else. So these 4 are undebatable. Now, we need the intense music. We need the intense music. Because what I now have to do is I have to choose between Concord, Black Ops 6, Prince of Persia, The Lost Crown, and Space Marines. And let me add a tier. Barely not top 5 of 2024. Now, these automatically these 4 go in there. Now, I gotta fight and argue which one I think was the best of this year. Let me change the tier colors to make sense. No, bitch. Red, orange. No. Green, the bestish. Slightly darker green. Yellow. Exit out, please. Thank you. No. Yellow, orange, darker orange, and then red. There we go. So boom. Out of Concord, Black Ops 6, Prince of Persia: The Lost Crown, and Space Marines, which one did I enjoy the most? Well, I think out of this list, we could qualify Prince of Persia and Space Marines because I didn't beat those 2. Space Marines more so because the way the story is, there was nothing pulling me forward. So its biggest weakness is the story. What other weaknesses does Space Marine have besides the story? None that I could really think of. Prince of Persia: The Lost Crown. Deadass can't think of any weaknesses. The only reason why I really didn't play it with like on or off stream was because viewership and incentive. Like I wasn't incentivized by outside incentives to beat it. Also, that game is long as fuck. That's its negative. It's long as fuck and it requires a lot of backtracking. Black Ops 6, not gonna lie, 2/3 of the game I don't even want to play. I don't give a fuck about zombies. Them zombies maps is terrible. Multiplayer, a lot of those maps are terrible. A lot of those modes are terrible. And the only thing I quite literally like in Call of Duty Black Ops 6 is the gunplay. Concord, The game shut down. Can't even play it anymore. Okay, so I think, to be fair, I have to disqualify Concord and Black Ops 6 for the simple fact that Black Ops 6, I kind of just enjoy the movement and the shooting and literally nothing else about the game. Like, I enjoy playing on Nuketown. A lot of those other maps, every time I see them in a playlist, I just go, oh God. And I just be sitting there fighting off sleep. So Black Ops 6 is definitively, like, this is unordered, but it's definitively the worst out of these three. Prince of Persia: The Lost Crown. It's a long ass game that requires a lot of backtracking. There's nothing else bad about that game though. Space Marines, the story wasn't compelling. It's beatable though. I like the... It's hard, bro. It's so hard. Cause like, I want to put all three of these games in the top 5, but these 4, undebatable top 5. These 3 is hard, bro. Cause Concord kind of died off, so it's unplayable. So like, most people would disqualify it, but I liked Concord. Like, the way I'm on Rivals now and the way that y'all feel about Marvel Rivals, for them 2-3 days when the Concord beta was out, that's how I was feeling about it. I wanted to get on the game and I wanted to play more and more and more and learn more and more and more about it. Okay? That's how I was feeling. How y'all feeling right now about Rivals? That's how I was feeling about Concord when that beta was out. So I really can't think of any downsides for Concord. Like, when I played Concord, I genuinely liked everything about the game. Genuinely, I have no complaints about the game. The online was smooth. The optimization was good. Like I said, I never ran into no lag. The optimization was good. Like I said in my OG review, and I will defend my opinion with my life. Like I said in my OG review, I actually enjoyed the character designs. I liked them. Damn, can I get a decent beat? There we go. I actually enjoyed the character designs. I enjoyed the variety in the gunplay and the way that the game played. I kind of like the game speed. I wish they would have sped it up like 1.5 times, like not that much, just a teensy bit, so that the game like felt more smooth and fluid. But otherwise, it felt smooth and fluid. And I like the idea, the proposition that every week, that not only were all the cosmetics and stuff in the game free once you bought the game, but that every week we was gonna get a new cutscene based on the story. Now, we didn't get that, but that promise was a fucking phenomenal one. So this right here is my definitive. Let me do a clip for TikTok. This right here is my definitive list for the games that I enjoyed out of 2024. Now, my top 5 are based all solely on games that came out in 2025, and those picks are Astro Bot, Deathbound, Power World, Marvel Rivals, and Concord. And look. Wait, hold on. Let me restart that. Which instrumental is this? All right, boom. Let me restart. Like I said, I'm doing this clip for TikTok, so bear with me. Now, this list is based solely on games I played in 2024 that I enjoyed, but my top 5 are exclusively, I made it so that it's exclusively games from 2024. And my top 5 games of 2024 are Astrobot, Deathbound, Power World, Marvel Rivals, and yes, Concord. I'm not putting that up there to be controversial. I genuinely liked Concord. I have a whole review on my channel about how I like Concord. A lot of people call the game ugly. A lot of people say that the gameplay sucked. I checked their hours. Meow. Okay, they're throwing up the shy. They throwing up a big ass 0 hours on the game. Marvel Rivals, kind of don't have to explain it. That game has taken over every fucking social media, and that game has transcended gaming because Marvel characters, Overwatch gameplay, literally no way you could go wrong. Power World, one of the biggest games of this year, because essentially it's an early act. Hold on. I like this game because essentially PC gamers have for a long time been living a stereotype that all we like are shitty early access survival games. And Power World, while being an early access survival game, is not shitty because of the monster catching aspect of it. Deathbound is a very, 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 very deeply hidden banger because Deathbound is a Soulsborne that is party based. Meaning, instead of sitting there for hours and hours and hours, creating one build that you can use, and you can only use one build on one story path at a time, you can go between multiple different characters at a time mid-combat and use different abilities in the middle of fighting. Now, I'm not gonna lie, the story for this game is fucking terrible, but the gameplay is so great, it's easy to ignore the terrible story. And then Astrobot, I don't really gotta explain too much. 2024 Game of the Year winner. The game is not 100 billion, trillion, quintillion years long. It's not a live service game that you gotta worry if you're gonna be able to play in 10 years. You can play this with your mommy, your poppy, your daddy, your sister, everybody in your family. And it's just plain fun, as well as paying homage to PlayStation's very rich, very deep history. Honorable mentions: Prince of Persia: The Lost Crown, Warhammer 40k Space Marines 2, and Call of Duty Black Ops 6. And then the rest of the list, you can see up there. Or you can go to my YouTube channel and watch me make it. And watch the video where I make the rest of the tier list, basically. Alright, that being said, I'ma cut this shit. For those of y'all watching this live, all you have to do to continue watching the stream is refresh your tab. Because I am about to go play Marvel Rivals. Oh shit, I didn't hit stop.